Hello everybody, Carrie Creates. Today we are doing Earth Day week inspired projects. So at the beginning of the week we were reading the book Sun, and we did an outdoor project where you could make a tree on the sidewalk or in your driveway with bits of branches and leaves that you find, or flowers off of the bushes. You could use jasmine flowers or gardenias. Yesterday we had the very impatient caterpillar, and we talked a lot about mindset because he is not happy about waiting to be a butterfly when he figures out that you have to make a chrysalis to become a butterfly. So we drew the very impatient caterpillar, and we did some mindset reminders. Be patient, take a breath. And then we also drew, once he metamorphosized, so he went from a caterpillar to the chrysalis or the cocoon to a butterfly, and he transformed to the butterfly. So you can go back and look at that and do one of those drawings. And then today I want to inspire you to look for a seek and find book in your house. Maybe you have one like this one where I have 1001 things to spot in the sea. So in our seek and find, we learned that as we look in these search and finds, we can find different creatures and learn how to use our eyes to search and to take our time to patiently find the things that we're searching for. So we have a humpback whale over here. There's a humpback whale. Ocean sunfish. There's 3 of them. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Love the sharks. Water sports. If you would like, you could go to Art Hub and get the How to Draw Easy, I think they call her scuba diver, it might be a snorkeler, or you could do Art Hub's mermaid. All of those are there for you to draw. There we go. What do you see? You could screenshot this and look for all those pieces. And then we have the underwater. Look at this scuba diver. He's a photographer. He has his camera right there. If we're doing underwater, we might even do a turtle. So what I had for today was a turtle done in crayon, and we're going to put some watercolor over the top of him. Before we do that though, I'd like to do a really quick drawing of the fox from the Sun book. And I love this book because what happened is this boy that admired his brother's artwork at home goes to the beach, and even though he's a soccer player, he realizes when he's at the beach and he meets his friend Fox that he could, oh there he is, he finds what is in that little house. There you go, he meets Fox. And as he and Fox play, he realizes that he can create with the things that they find. So they find a bunch of things, and you could find things all over your house and create a sculpture from found objects. So there they had a robot and a dragon and a sundial. So you could create, especially from recycled objects. When we talk about Earth Day, we talk about being good stewards or caretakers of the earth. So you could go out and find pieces of found objects and make a sculpture to commemorate how you feel about the earth. Here they have the sun, it's like the constellations and the universe. Here we go, at the very end, he goes home and he takes all these found objects with his brother and creates a fox. Isn't that adorable? So we're going to draw fox today. And you could even find some things in the recycling bin to do a fox found object sculpture. Oops. Sorry. Okay, when we do Fox, he's simple geometric shapes. So his ears are triangles. So we're going to do triangle, triangle. His eyes are farther out. Okay. And then there's a triangle for his nose. I like to put a little nose on here. They don't have one, but we're going to do that. Then the fox has all that hair on the side of his face. Now, his body is really simple. It goes down in a parentheses and then a parentheses on this side. The legs are another set of parentheses, and there's a shaggier line between them because that's where his legs are together. A little tiny paw and a little tiny paw. Now, in this drawing, I love what they did here. They took the paint and they kind of swooped it to the side to do his tail. Now, we don't have paint. We're working with a marker. Maybe you're working with a pencil or a pen at home. So then you can actually take this and go up and go down. So there I have his tail. Now it's a little lighter than the rest of his body. So I'm going to actually make my line a little jaggedy to have that look of fur. We're making texture on there. And then I have to look this up. Do foxes not have, raccoons have a ring on their tail. Do foxes have a white? I think they have a white ring on their tail. We'll just do that for now. So there you go with fox. Now when you do your turtle, I would go straight to crayon if you have them. I'm going to do it in marker and then I'll show you the crayon that I did. Crayon is waxy. If you happen to have oil pastels at home, you can use oil pastels for the same effect because we're going to go over the top of this with watercolor. If you don't have paints, crayons, or oil pastels at home, it's okay. Just draw it with a pencil just for the simple act of drawing. So your turtle is going to be a oval. His head goes out like this, and then it's kind of like a light bulb. If you have a hard time drawing that, you could do a circle and do the lines in and erase out this line right here. His feet are organic shapes. So a lot of times when we draw, it's easier to say, draw this like a square or a rectangle. But when you have an organic shape, you have to approximate. So this flipper goes out kind of like a triangle. I'm going to go in a little bit here and go around. Okay? And this one too goes out like a triangle and curve it around and then go up to here. Now this one I'm going to make it a little bit smaller and down just because it's farther away from us. So this one's going to go up, over, and down, and this one too. Let's do this. So there we have your turtle. Now the shells I've done many different ways. What I tend to do with shells is start with a basic shape in here and do the lines going out. You can do shapes all the way around and then just do them over and over again. You could do a pattern. You could take and make a spiral in here and do patterns all along inside the shells. It's up to you. So what I usually do though is line, triangle, line, triangle. It approximates the idea that the shell articulates out. So then we go from here, 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 and here. Now what I did from, oh, he needs a little face, doesn't he? Ta-da! Okay, so what I did when I did mine with crayon is then I started kind of playing with the crayons, and I thought, well, this other one that I did, and sometimes I do a couple of examples in my head, seeing if I could make it a little simpler or turn the creature around a different way. But this one, we have in the inside, I did a heart because it's Earth Day. So what you can do once you have your crayon is you are going to put designs. So I took this pink magenta and I went around. I chose the pink magenta because red versus green is a complementary color and you'll get a huge amount of contrast with that. So I did the pink magenta in there, I did line, and I did these wave type lines out here. If you happen to have watercolor or watercolor pencils at home, I always tell my students, if you want to invest in anything besides crayons and markers, watercolor pencils are a great investment. I have them in the tin and I have them in, this is my favorite set. Whoa, there's one in there still. Reeves, these were from Target, I believe, and Reeves is one of my favorite brands. I do have the Crayola ones at school because for a school pack, they have the best value for the money, and then I can have enough for everybody in the class. So you're going to take your watercolor pencil, and just like a colored pencil, you color on your paper. I've already colored in the turtle, so I can show you guys how we're going to do that, but let me show here. So I always tell my students when you're coloring, you want to go in the direction that that your eye wants to be led in. So if I'm going this way with my waves, I'm probably going to color this way. I could even take and swoop my color to swoop with the waves. Now I use this purplish color because then the blues are going to show up a little bit better. There will be contrast there too, because purple has a little bit of red in it. Warm versus cool. And then I'll take a little bit of blue and I'll put some blue in here too. You'll see they blend quite well. Now as I blend out, I carefully make my lines a little bit lighter too. Okay. Now, if you have the watercolor pencils or any kind of watercolor at home, I always say you can watercolor pretty much anywhere because you can take a little cap, take your bottle of water and just fill the cap with some water. There we go. And now what I can do is I can load my brush. So my brush is loaded with water. Water molecules stick together, so this will stay in my brush until I break that barrier and make it go out this way. As you can see, the watercolor pencil is blending out. Goes right over the wax. The wax acts as a barrier where I want it to, so see how the water has dripped down to here. It won't go past the wax. I used to tell my students, it's like the cows can't get through the fence unless you leave a hole. If there's a hole in the wax, the water will seep through there. But wax and water do not mix. So of course the water goes right over the top. This also works with oil. So if you had oil pastels, it'll work the same way. Out here I took a light green and then I mixed some yellow into it also. So that's how we can create a sea turtle. If you don't have watercolors, it's okay. You can just do crayon. If you don't have crayon, it's okay also. You could do pencil and do a black and white design in the turtle shell, okay? There's no end to creativity just because we don't have the proper media. It's actually something that makes you challenge yourself is how can I do this without the media that would make it better? Pushes us to new levels. So there you go. Oh, and let's try this water down here. Let's see how that blends. So the pink is blending out and then let's blend the water. There we go. See how that water is going to blend out and the blue waxy crayon is going to show through. Okay, so tons of ideas for today, all simple. if you have time to draw the fox, or create a found sculpture of a fox. If you want to do the caterpillar or the butterfly with it, remember to be patient. Or do a seek and find book and then draw a creature from there. Everything we do honors the earth. So keeping that in mind, have a great Earth Day week, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.